Lesson 6, decolonization and nationalism in world history. So you're going to see a lot of things kind of build up and then come to an end today. The stuff that we've been talking about in this Unit 6, the events that shaped the 20th century the most. So as always, we're going to be looking at causes and effects, and that's going to be the main gist of the target as well. But again, you're going to see conflict and diplomacy impacting how people interact in this world just a little bit more today. So again, causes and effects, make sure you understand that when people release their control from their imperial colonies, decolonization, you're going to notice that life is going to change. So here is this definition of imperialism that you've seen this now for like the third or fourth time. You should know this, but imperialism that is the takeover of a country or a territory by a stronger nation with the intent of dominating the economic, the political, and the social life of the people in that nation. We have seen economics with the Industrial Revolution. We've kind of scraped into some of the political stuff earlier in this unit, but then the social life is what we've been really driving home in this world history side of things. So in terms of why this matters, decolonization or imperialism is going to end today. So putting this in perspective, nationalism has been a thing that's been basically promoted from Vladimir Lenin for the Russian people to take over control of their own lives again. Soviet Union started, and then Mao inside of China. So why this matters to us is because when people from Europe, countries from Europe, when it's deemed to be kind of unethical to have slavery anymore, they're just going to go to these people's lands and take advantage of them there. Not so much Soviet Union, but you get the gist. But in terms of why this matters, again, is that this is what inspires imperialism, or this is what imperialism is. And you're going to notice that because of the nationalistic view that's going to be started by these gentlemen, that imperialism is going to end. Decolonization is now going to start. So these two kind of had a violent way of bringing it around. Okay, riots, protests that kind of got a little ugly from time to time, but you're going to see a peaceful decolonization here in a little bit. So this gets us into the first question. Imperialism is the takeover smaller, weaker nation from a bigger, stronger nation, which led to colonization. True or false? And then here's question 2. Decolonization would be the release of control of the smaller, weaker nation by the stronger nation. So this is what the map looked like at the end of World War I. Or sorry, at the beginning of World War I. At the beginning of World War I. So again, these are the countries, and if you know your flags, you can see that Great Britain is really leading the charge around the world. Remember, the sun never set on the British Empire. You're going to notice that today's topic is going to be this country right here, and it's going to be India. And I'm going to be talking about a name that I almost guarantee you have heard, but you don't know exactly what he did. And his name is Mahatma Gandhi. So he was a lawyer by trade. He is going to go to Britain. He's going to become really good at being a lawyer, studying law, if you will. He's going to return back, and he is going to preach decolonization. He is going to see that the ethics behind imposing will over another country is not really good. So he actually makes it a point to point out to the Indian people, and I got to paraphrase this quote, but it's a really good one, where he said, is it better to have 50 poor Indian rulers or one good British ruler? So if you think about that, is it good to control yourselves and not do very well? Or is it good to be under the control of somebody else and have a better life? I don't know, and I can't answer that for you. That is what you would need to think. But he is going to preach nonviolence, and he is going to do some different tactics that are going to try to promote peace and bring about the urgency of this independence that India so desperately desired. Meaning he'd go on hunger strikes, and it got nasty there for a while, and he all brought it on himself, and he has my utmost respect for that. But again, why does this matter? Is that this is going to inspire other people to say, you know what, we deserve to control ourselves as well. Now, granted, it wasn't all as peaceful, and it didn't work out as well as it did for India in all instances. However, it is still reform movements, I guess you would say. So stop and think. Who controlled India after World War I? And here's where I'm going to kick you over to, again, another episode of Crash Course. Again, he can explain these a lot better than I can. But the reason being is that he can put it in terms that are relatable, and all the while, he kind of takes it a little bit deeper. So again, you're looking for lesson 6. And if you go down the list of the modules, it's going to say right here, Unit 6, Lesson 6, Crash Course Decolonization. So please watch it. And